Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the last video in the series on methods of dealing with depression, and I'm just going to touch on a few other things you can do to help yourself that are not organized methods as such, but are helpful nevertheless. In other videos, I've advised you to do certain exercises without being distracted, such as the clock method and the pen and paper exercise. Now I'm going to turn that on its head a little bit and talk about how distraction can be a useful aid in preventing depression taking over your life. The only way that distraction can be helpful is if you are actively seeking it. Distraction that is not encouraged just gets in the way of whatever you're trying to achieve. But if you are actively encouraging it, it can be a helpful tool in banishing depression, at least in the short term, but sometimes the effects can last quite long. Here are some examples of distraction. Any arts and crafts, including drawing, painting, colouring in pictures, and creating things. These involve more fine motor skills than gross motor skills. So you are generally sitting relatively still at a table, doing stuff with your hands and fingers, and not expending energy you may not have. Remember that depressed people don't have a lot of energy to spare, so doing simple, mind-engaging activities which don't require frantic movement will have a calming effect and is not energy intensive. You're also engaging in pleasurable cognitive effort, which involves concentration but not on anything complicated. So your brain is not trying to analyze problems, nor is it dealing with difficult life issues or focusing on anything distressing. Rather, it's being treated to gentle and restful therapy in a more benign fashion. Puzzles are another great way of removing yourself from the rigors of everyday life. I confess to finding 1,000-piece puzzles an absolute joy. It is relaxing time for me, and the minor challenge contained in putting these masterpieces together is just perfect for a mind that's been dealing with all sorts of complicated issues during the day. Working with beads, knitting, crocheting, art, and other activities which can be done in groups as well are really healthy ways of getting away from the negative feelings associated with depression. Any sporting activities you can take part in as well would be helpful, preferably outdoor activities which place you in fresh air and sunshine. In the UK, vitamin D deficiency is a problem, so getting out and doing things in the sunshine is a highly desirable way of uplifting the spirit. I prefer activities which are not computer-based. I had one client who told me that playing games on his console was his way of relaxing, but I never saw him in a relaxed state. I believe that people with hobbies have richer lives because they have something they can happily lose themselves in whenever they have the time to spare. Hobbies are a happy distraction if you are feeling down about something, even if you don't know what that something is. The low level of activity, the calmness of mind achieved during such activity may bring you clarity and may even give rise to an important decision. So never underestimate the benefits of a good hobby. Gardening is another good distraction. It's healthy for you and your garden, and I love trips to the garden centres in the UK. They are brilliant. As I mentioned in an earlier video, I find flowers to be particularly vital to my environment because they bring joy to me. I feel this joy in greater abundance when I walk around my garden or plant something and watch it grow. Joining social clubs is another distraction. A client of mine recently joined a rock choir and she's loved it and certainly helped her, not just in terms of picking up her mood, but also socializing. Whether it is a hobby club, dance club, gym, debating society, rock choir, whatever, take the step of trying it out just once and see how you get on. Whatever the distraction that works for you, go for it. But as always, keep it legal. I don't want to hear anyone saying that planning a bank heist is a good distraction. It isn't. Choose healthy distractions that will have a positive outcome for you. Good luck and see you at the next posting. For now, bye.